Welcome back to Trans Guy Reacts. My name is Nick, and I make videos about women's basketball, collegiate and professional. And today I'm going to talk about the transfer portal. Always a good time to talk about the updates in the transfer portal, and there have been a lot. So today is April 20th. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna release this today or tomorrow, but there could be updates by then. Obviously, I'm using the nikstarchildconsulting. As I've used in the past, and April 18th is the most updated time on this one. Before I get into this video, I love new people coming to the channel. If you would like, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more. If you do not, if you're a new fan to women's basketball and you only care about one team or one player, I am not the channel for you. Please dislike this video immediately so I do not show up in your feed anymore. But if you are a new fan and you want to learn about the history, the context, you are an old fan and you just want to get updates on what's going on in the league, I'm the guy for you. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and do not comment. I don't allow comments. I don't really care for those. So let's get into the video today. Let's go into the updates, and there has been a few. There has really been a few. So let's just scroll down. I always do the power conferences, the 6 power conferences here, although actually it's 5 now because Pac-12 does not exist anymore, but I'll do these. I do not do the mid-majors, so sorry if you're a mid-majors fan. I don't watch those games, so there's really no reason for me to watch to do them. So let's get into the ACC, and there's some really interesting things here with Clemson. We had a withdrawal from Matty Oat, a withdrawal from Matty Cluse. So Clemson was able to talk to those players and convince them to come back. I'm assuming maybe giving them more playing time because, as you can see, they don't have a lot of points per game. But Michaela Elmore is going to Pittsburgh. You have Florida State, Sakia White going to ULM. I don't even know who that is. University of Louisiana, maybe? Loyola Marymount? Don't know. Georgia Tech, Raven Boswell also is going to Pittsburgh. Let's see here. And then in Miami, we have some really interesting things that have been going on. So Allie Steadman is going to UCF. Jalea Williams is going to Louisville, which I think is fantastic for her. I think she will fit in there pretty well, and they need another guard. They need another guard for sure. And obviously they're all leaving because Katie Meyer is retired, and they now have that new coach. But a big thing that just dropped was Haley Cavender and Hannah, her twin sister, are coming back to Miami. So originally Haley Cavender had said that she's coming back, but she was going to go to TCU, but there's some things happening at TCU, so I think that she changed her mind, talked to her sister, and both of them were like, let's just go back to Miami and finish what we started there. I'm not sure why, though. They are influencers. They were with the WWE. Maybe that those contracts were drying up. They weren't as relevant anymore, and they see that, going back into the basketball world, college basketball world, will blow up their status a little bit more. That's the only thing I can really think of. But that's what's going on. Haley and Hannah Cavender is going back to Miami. And we'll see how that goes. North Carolina, the biggest thing is Tiana Key, who is Tamara Key's sister, who was with Tennessee. Tiana Key is going to Kentucky, so she is going to be with Kenny Brooks. Very interesting that he was able to work his magic in the transfer portal. I'm not surprised. He's going to get some big wigs in there. She's only a sophomore, so she's got 2 more, maybe even 3 more years of eligibility, and I think there's a lot of potential there for her, but for whatever reason, she wasn't really playing at North Carolina or making that much of an impact. And then Paulina Paris is going to Arizona, so that's pretty cool. I really love the head coach at Arizona, so happy to see that she's picking up some good people. But you can see Deja Kelly is still in the transfer portal. Have no idea where she's going. We go down. Not much else has transpired, and a lot of people are still in the portal. No updates. But then you get to Virginia. Katie Polly is going to Missouri State. I don't know. Seems like a step down, but everyone's decisions are personal. Virginia Tech, still no updates really, because this is what has already been reported. We already knew this was going to happen. I'm waiting for Gabby Brooks' daughter to declare, but I don't know what the holdup is. She's definitely going to Kentucky. So Let's move into the Big 12. So the Big 12 really hasn't, let's see, has there been any movement? Okay, Iowa State. So Iowa State, we got Izzy Zingaro going to Montana. We got Jalen Bristow going to Texas Tech. I don't understand why Montana is what is that? And then Texas Tech, unfortunately, has not been a great team for the past few seasons. They do have Plannette Pearson, who was a fantastic WNBA player. She's like one of the assistant coaches. This is where Cheryl Swoops went to college, and they were great in her day, but they just have fallen off. So kind of surprised. Maybe they're trying to, bring back that fire at Texas Tech. Kansas State, Heavenly Greer is going to Arizona State. Okay. Oklahoma State also had another person going. Kennedy Fauntleroy is going to Arizona State. Very interesting because, Pac-12 doesn't exist anymore. So there's going to be a lot of travel for people who are going to former Pac-12 teams. But, that's what they want to do. Mia Galbraith is going to Texas State. And then Hannah Gusters is going to UCF, which... Actually, I like UCF. I've watched a few of their games over the years, and they're pretty competitive. So looks like they've gotten 2 people in the transfer portal. Now, TCU is losing quite a few people. Not really sure why, but there is a lot of movement happening at TCU, so things are changing. Texas Tech is losing a few people. We've got Saga Ukanen going to Fresno State, which kind of surprised me. Ashley Chevalier, I don't know, going to Houston. Alina Enrique going to Middle Tennessee. Okay, we have at UCF, no wonder they're having a lot of movement in the transfer portal. They're losing quite a few people, and so but the only person who's confirmed to be transferring is Mary McMillan. She's going to Stetson, and then West Virginia has Messiah Hunter going to Seton Hall. Let's move to the Big East. The Big East, you have Butler, you have Abby Stoddard. She is withdrawn, so she is going to stay with Butler. It looks like the coaches were able to convince her. You have Creighton, Brittany Harshaw going to Kansas. Kansas needs a lot of work. They were a really competitive team, Kansas and Kansas State. That's like where basketball started. But they need some help, and I can see them needing a little bit of movement. Emily Ronsiak is going to Colorado State. At Marquette, you have Nia Clark going to Cincinnati. Sure. Providence, you have Bella McLaughlin going to Boston University. And then from Seton Hall, Micah Gray going to Oklahoma State. And then Villanova is having some interesting movement. So you have Kylie Swider going to Stonehill, but the big one that everyone's talking about is Lucy Olson. She's going to Iowa. People are like, oh, she's going to be like the new Caitlin Clark. And no, she's not. She's even said that. She's like, I'm not Caitlin Clark. I am Lucy Olson. And she has crazy numbers, as you can see, 23 points per game, almost 5 rebounds a game, and almost 4 assists per game. So really great player coming from Villanova. Villanova's losing a really fantastic player, so that's unfortunate for them. But Lucy's going to Iowa. She'll play with Hannah Stolke, and hopefully they'll sync up really well because Iowa has to do some rebuilding. Losing Caitlin, losing Gabby, losing Kate, and was there another player? There's another player who got hurt. So they lost a lot of people. So they really do need the reinforcements. And then Xavier, you have Michaela Scarlett going to Providence. So that is that for those leagues. Let's move to the Big Ten. You got Illinois, and that's Camille Jackson going to Miami, which is in Ohio. Okay, I don't. Illinois just won the first WBIT, which is like the competitor now to the WNIT, and I'm surprised that she's leaving. But maybe seeing from these points, maybe she just didn't play enough. She's like, I'm a sophomore. I need to go somewhere where I'm going to play. Understandable. Maryland is losing quite a few people, but Hawa Dumboya is going to Virginia. Michigan, we've got Taylor Woodson going to Minnesota. Michigan State, we have Dee Dee Hagman going to Ole Miss. Very interesting. Didn't know how much movement is going to happen for Ole Miss, but see that they are bringing some Midwest to the South. Nebraska has Anika Stewart going to Minnesota. Penn State, you have Allie Brigham going to Bryant. I've never heard of the school Bryant. Don't know what that is. Rutgers, you have Erica Lafayette going to Louisiana, and then Kaylin Smickle going to Maryland, which is interesting. So, Kaylin is probably one of their leading scores at Rutgers. So it's really sad that they're losing them. But Maryland is a bigger school and has more of a tenured track for winning. I mean, Rutgers used to be amazing with Vivian C. Stringer, but the past decade, it just hasn't been as competitive. Then you have Wisconsin. You have Sanaya Copeland going to Kansas. So Kansas looks like they're reloading. I already have 2 players moving to Kansas. So good for them. Now you have the Pac-12. So I don't know if you can hear that in the background. My Airbnb host is playing some music. Oh well. You have the Pac-12. Let's see, nothing going on with the Arizonas. They are losing. Arizona State's losing a lot of people, but they also have like 2 or 3 people that I already named moving there, so they'll be fine. Colorado, Ruthie Loomis, who didn't play, is going to Idaho, so okay. I don't know why you would want to go to a racist state, but good luck with that. Brianna McLeod is going to SMU, and there's still a lot of people left here. Oh my God, Aaronette Vonleh is leaving too. Everyone, Shalamai Sanders. Oh, the crazy thing about Shalamai, she didn't really play. I think she might have been injured. I'm not sure what's going on with her. But her dad, Deion Sanders, who is the coach at Colorado, has literally said that her decision to leave is stupid, which is kind of crazy because she left her old school for her dad. But then I guess it's not working out here, and she wants to leave. And he's calling it stupid, which a little rude to be telling the public that you think her decision is stupid, but Deion does not mix words. He does not. Oregon, you have Chance Gray going to Ohio State. You have Grace Van Sluten going to Michigan State. So I think this has a lot to do with the travel. Probably not wanting to, or Pac-12, you're going to have to travel a lot. Oregon State, obviously, they still have a lot of people who are leaving. No one's declared where they're going, but no one, I mean, this is the whole Pac-12 thing. It's like, you're going to have to, Oregon State specifically is going to be playing in the Western Coast Conference, the WCC, and it's just not as competitive. It has Gonzaga in that conference, and that's the only competitive team in that conference. So, and maybe Rice. Rice is pretty competitive, but it's just, I can see why all of them are leaving. Stanford has Kiki Iriafen leaving, which makes sense because she's their star player, and now the whole changes with Tara Vanderveer retiring and Kate Pay becoming the new coach, which is, I don't think that's an issue. It's just more of like, Tara's gone. Like, you came to that school to play for Tara. So people were speculating where she's going because I think she has a do not contact. And some people were saying she's probably going to go to USC. Why wouldn't she go to another private institution that's doing well, doing amazing, since they lost a few of their post players. So I could believe that. I could also see her going to the ACC. So we'll see what happens with that. USC, only LaCoy Love is going to UT Arlington. Interesting decision. I don't know what that's about. And then we come down to the SEC. The SEC, you have at Alabama, Craig Cruz going to North Alabama. Probably just wants to play. That's the only thing I can think of, because I'm just like, why are you going to North Alabama? But she only makes 3 points a game. She probably just doesn't get in the game much. She's a junior. She's about to be a senior. She's like, I probably just want to play. Arkansas, Jersey Wolfenbarger is going to LSU. Very interesting. And then Talia Scott is going to Auburn. I am quite surprised. Jersey made a great decision going to LSU. I have to say that. She's smart. Talia Scott going to Auburn? I mean, that's her personal decision. Auburn is not any bigger than Arkansas, so I don't know. She is their best scorer on that team, so I don't know what the decision is here. She's saying it's more of a family. It's a place that she wants to grow a winning team, because she said something in her notification about wanting to build a winning team versus coming from an established one, something like that. And I'm like, Arkansas is not an established winning team. Mike Neighbors came from Washington, and with Kelsey, helping Kelsey Plum have the career that she had, but like, they haven't been that great. He's been with Arkansas for 6 or 7 years, and they're just okay. I mean, they're fine, but I don't know. Maybe there's something about Auburn, and she did say it's like a family atmosphere. Maybe she just felt a better connection there. Auburn, lost a few people, just a couple people, but a few people have already declared. McKenna Eddings is going to Georgia Southern. Sydney Shaw is going to West Virginia. And West Virginia, as you saw, gave Iowa hell during that game, and there is controversy over that game because people were like, West Virginia should have won that game, but the reffing of that game was very suspect and highly favored Iowa. So someday that money, the league wanted Iowa in the finals, so they weren't going to let them get upset. Georgia, Stephanie Ingram is going to FAU, Florida Atlantic University, I think. And then Kentucky, which lost a ton of people, obviously, because Kyra Elzy was fired, and now Kenny Brooks is the new head coach there. And so a lot of these players are like, I'm not staying, or he probably kind of let them know that they weren't going to get playing minutes if they did stay. So you see Anaya Russell, I have a hard time saying her name, Anaya Russell, is going to Mississippi State, which she's pretty good guard, makes a lot of sense. She's going to get a lot of playing time there. And then you have Asia Petty going to Ohio State. Again, no issues with this. I don't think there's any issues with those updates. The thing that doesn't stand out, is not updated here, is Maddie Shear. Maddie Shear is going to TCU, so that's something to note. With what's his name, Mark Campbell, the new head coach, and TCU had its issues with all of the people that it lost and all the injuries, but they got Sedona Prince coming back, and now they have Maddie Shear going there, and she's a great performer, so I'm excited to see her there. LSU has obviously. Haley Van Lith is the big thing, and she is also going to TSU. So that has been reported very widely in the media. And like I said earlier, I'm wondering if Haley Cavender, who originally said she was going to go to TSU, found out that Maddie Shear and Haley Van Lith were going, and were like, oh, that's not going to work. I'm not going to really get playing time, or it's going to be too competitive, and decided to go back to Miami. I think that might have had something to do with it. I don't know, but that's my assessment. So that's probably the biggest thing is Haley Van Lith. She's going to TCU. And I think that'll be good. She'll go back to being a shooting guard, which she is. She's not a point guard, and be able to be more of a factor. And like people were talking about, like she didn't play well with LSU, but she still compared. If you look at her numbers, she played fine. She just played a lot better with Louisville because she was able to shoot the ball more, and she was the star player. So maybe at TCU she will be able to do that. I don't know. She'll be going with Maddie Shear, so we'll see how that works out. Missouri, you have Sarah Linthicum. She's going to Missouri State. Okay. Mama Debele is going to USF, so University of South Florida. Ole Miss, Alana Eaton is going to Memphis. Okay. South Carolina, this is the big one. Sanaya Jaw, she was in the transfer portal for a long time, and she's finally going to Arizona, which I said I love the coach at Arizona. I think Adia Barnes is her name. So I think this will be an interesting fit because Pac-12 play is not the same as SEC, but Arizona, I can't remember if Arizona's going to they're going to the Big 10 or the Big 12 or the ACC. I can't remember. The Pac-12 disillusionment. There's just so much. It's hard to keep up. And then finally, I think I'm going to stop here with Vanderbilt. You have Bella LaChance going to Furman. Don't even know. I heard of Furman once or twice, but she doesn't have a lot of points per game. She probably wants to play. She's a senior, so she's like, I need to get on the floor. Like, why am I here, The rest, as you can see, are the other leagues that I don't really cover, but you can see there's a lot of movement going on already, but there are how many players in the portal right now? 1,242. So 1,242 for basketball. That doesn't even count all of the other transfer portals for the other sports. So a lot of people looking to move and get a better situation for themselves, and I'm happy for them. I really am. But that is the update. That is the movement in the portal right now, the most biggest updates, and I'll be sure to give more updates as they come along. I'm sure there'll be some more in the next few weeks. If you like this content, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.